Why y'all block me from this Discord? You probably blocked yourself. Do you have any advice for basic training? Do you have any advice for basic training? Are you talking about like boot camp basic training, or are you talking about basic training like fitness? I'll give you both. Boot camp basic training, just do what you're told, super easy. All right. As far as basic training, come up with goals, weight lift 3 times a week, and make sure you count your macros. Macros are macronutrients, proteins, fat, and carbs. 45% protein, 30% carbs, and 25% fats. This is what I would go. That's wow. Y'all go ahead and share it live, man. Share it live, y'all. Share it live. Ooh. What up, what up? Uh-oh.
Hello?
Uh-oh. What a party at? What up, girl?
Oh, snap. Hey.
Long time. What up? How you been?
I'm doing good. Let me get in some light because I literally just put my son to bed. So I did not expect to be on. Give me a sec. Oye, tú. How are you guys?
I'm feeling amazing. Amazing. How you feeling? How you been? It's been such a long
It
time.
has been. It's definitely been a while.
Oh, yeah. Keeping out of trouble?
What's that?
Keeping out of trouble?
I have. I've actually been doing my best, honestly.
All right. We don't want to. You look like you about to tell scary stories and shit in the dark with a flashlight.
No, I'm like trying to get to a quiet spot because I literally just put my son down. So like let me get my light on and everything. So I know how you like to do. Let's see. How are you today, Miss Appleberry?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Good.
Amazing. What's your name? Where are you from?
Here, focus on that.
Okay. There we go. My name is Laura, and I am from, my birthplace is Mexico, but I currently live in Texas.
Hey,
Yeah. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Wow. Okay, so it's been wild. It's been wild. Like last time that we spoke and everything, just even since our last encounter, I was like, geez.
Crazy.
Yeah, but let me get my notes because actually happened like watching y'all on and off.
Yeah.
Especially a lot more towards like in the beginning. Also, Miss Shanice is in there. That got to meet y'all and everything. I didn't get to meet you, obviously, Olivia, because it was like like a year ago almost?
I met you a year ago?
No, I'm saying them. I met them, so I didn't get a chance to like meet y'all, but I kind of like heard y'all stories and everything, but
Yeah. So what's your question, girl?
let's see. Let me ask.
Would you be in a poly relationship?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, well, let me answer y'all's questions first. Would I be in a poly? No. And it's funny because the only time I actually even considered poly, it was like for literally like 5 minutes. I was having like this self conversation with myself. And the only reason why I even would consider poly, now, this is if God wasn't real, if the Bible didn't exist, I probably would, only in the essence that it's like a community that you can build, because raising these children takes a village. But in the essence that God is real, Jesus is real, he's coming back. No. But I'm trying to get my notes up. There it is. Okay.
So
All
what
right.
about Abraham, David, and King Solomon?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So thanks for bringing
You know
that
what?
up.
I'm not even gonna get into that with you. Go ahead, because that's good. I don't want to take it off on a tangent. I want to go ahead and get to it. What other question? What's the number one thing you learned watching our lives?
Ooh. No offense to y'all.
Don't who?
No offense to y'all. But definitely number one thing that I have learned is just how more serious I have to take into raising my daughter, into what to look for in a relationship.
Makes sense.
Because I have been in a similar situation, kind of with the allegations that you're having to go through.
I would
And
say you haven't been in a similar situation. I don't know what you actually been through, but just actually being the person that's been on the other side of those, I don't think it's anything like what you've been through. I don't know what exactly you've been through, but that's just my 2 cents to you. So
yeah, in my experience, unfortunately, because this was I'm originally just turned 30, and this was back earlier 20. So like seeing where Olivia is, she barely just turned 20. So the reason why I ended up in the situation that I did was because I was very naive, and also at that age I was very ambition driven. So the fact that it's just like when we're striving for power and success and all that, which is honestly like what even kind of led our paths, even to like me whenever we did meet in San Diego, because I was so kind of blinded by that. Obviously part of it was in the whole aspect that, of course, I have children, so I do want to build generational wealth. However, it kind of blinded me in the essence of how it's pursuing it. Now, it could definitely work. So, because like with the whole closer things that we're doing, it works, but it's just like the ethics and the intentions behind it. But with that, okay, because I already know they asked Olivia what her background is. So in regards to you, Sean, do you follow anything? Or you just strictly follow Scientology?
Notifications. What's up?
Do you follow anything, or is it just like strictly Scientology?
Do I follow what?
Like what do you read anything in regards to like, because you're always talking about like spirituality, right? So like, what are, I guess, your ethics or your...
Yeah. So I'm not religious. Religion is about, for me, religion is about obedience and so self-discovery and self-mastery into universal laws. I don't like, I think religion has kind of been like by man. It's been diluted over time.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that, I look at the observation that hundreds of millions of people have died in the name of religion. Christians, Catholics, people going attacking each other, all trying to like prove which one's right. Hundreds of millions of people have been unalived in the name of religion. Instead of what's right, and with love, treating people with respect, treating people with kindness. So for me, I'm a lot more spiritual than I am religious. And I definitely believe in a higher power. I think anybody that doesn't believe in a higher power, you're just not doing the math. Like, it makes sense. But as far as getting caught up in like the semantics of religion, that's just not something I do. I think religion is more about obedience than anything else. Spirituality is more about self-discovery and self-mastery.
Okay.
For me.
So then how do you I guess, how do you align to this higher power?
Universal laws. So universal laws are like everything. I say the wisdom, everything that doesn't belong to me, it's all universe. There's one emotion that allows you to tap into the state of the infinite intelligence of the universe, and that's gratitude. Gratitude is the only emotion that allows you to tap into the infinite intelligence of the universe. Your consciousness, it's truly the only thing that's incorruptible. Some call it the voice of God, voice of a higher power. We all have that inside of us, our consciousness. When we do things, our conscious will tell us. Like when we're doing something wrong, our conscious will tell us. Anything that we regret has got to go. Regret is our guideline. And a lot of the times, people look for exterior solutions to internal issues. So we ignore our conscience. We ignore that voice inside that's supposed to like guide us. We don't have clarity because we do all these substances and different things that take us off the path. So I think, again, for me, I'm more spiritual. I'm tapping into more so universal laws.
Okay. So in that instance, kind of like fill your own cup kind of thing. You're kind of doing it as a, like it's within you kind of thing.
Everything we need to be great is already inside of us, yes.
Okay. Now, the only thing with that, like for example, like our devices, right? Any single time or laptops or phones or anything is like they lose their battery because obviously we're operating using them throughout the day, right? So anytime we're like trying to say is like, oh, you know, it's always within you. That's it's kind of hard to even really say that because obviously our phones need a charger, like laptops, we need chargers, right? So how can we pour into ourselves whenever we're our own device, you know? So we need something external who is truth, who is like holding us accountable.
Yeah.
So actually bring that about, you know? So kind of like how you said, it's the voice from God, you know? So, but I guess we're trying to find that within, right? So like, I don't know, like, do you understand what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to like pour into yourself what you don't have.
I agree.
You need, like an
which is why you got to tap into the source.
Right. Okay. So, so because of that, then, like when you say you pray. Because like,
what do you mean? Like, what do you mean by what do you mean by when I say I like pray? Like, so what do you mean? Do I like pray and wish for things to happen? Like,
yeah,
no. Like, I feel like look, this is what I think. Like, people will pray for cake and pray for cake while they're standing in the kitchen, and like the Lord gives us the eggs, the butter, the sugar, the flour, everything we need. All we have to do is put the ingredients together and put it in the oven, and there's our cake. But instead of putting everything together and putting it in the oven and getting our cake, what we do is we just continue praying for a cake. I ask for my health, I ask for my strength, and that's it. And I know that if I want something to exist, I have to work for it. I have to go and like create it. Like I absolutely like know that.
Right. Okay. But like in the essence, like whenever you're saying like you're praying, for specifically like you're praying for Shanice's healing, like who are you praying to? Like who are you pointing up to?
Okay,
you know?
So I believe in a higher power. Whether you want to call him Allah, God, universe, doesn't matter. Like to me, the name, like it does not matter. It's a higher power. Okay, that's it. The name doesn't matter. It does not matter to me. All right, but there is a higher power. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So besides like the wisdom that you're kind of getting, because I don't know, have you ever read like Proverbs?
Yeah, I read some of it.
Okay, well, there's only 31 chapters. You want to acquire like wisdom because you do want to become like the wisest man. You know, that was something that where you want to become, like you want to become the wisest person ever.
Yep.
So Solomon wrote Proverbs, and there's only 31 chapters in there. So
it's a lot in those 31 chapters.
There's what?
It's a lot in those 31 chapters.
Exactly. Because I feel like you could save yourself a lot of money. Like you don't have to spend like millions and thousands on this wisdom that you're trying to find. Because literally, there's like business owners that are making like what there's this richer guy who I know is making like 700,000 a month, just based off biblical principles
Yeah.
from their
But
business.
unfortunately, I believe in universal laws, and I believe in universal laws, the law of exposure, the law of compensation, all of that. I believe that the energy you put into the universe will come back to you. So for me, like, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, there's cheaper ways to do it, especially when I, like, you know, and my business, when I charge my clients 50, 100, whatever amount of thousands of dollars, one day I'll be charging millions of dollars, and giving billions of dollars worth of value. I wouldn't want somebody to tell me, oh, I can just, like, there's a cheaper way to do it. So for me, I believe leaders lead from the front, and I'm going to go and spend $1 million on entrepreneurship. So that way I can take all that knowledge and that wisdom and give it to people at a fraction of the price. So I'll continue to do that. Leaders lead from the front. If I'm going to ask somebody to spend $10, how can they tell me no if I've spent $10,000? See what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. Now, you don't have to believe in that, but I also believe the law of exposure is cool, and there's only so much you can learn reading a book. But actually seeing a billionaire, seeing how they move, seeing how they talk, seeing how they walk, seeing everything about the way they do what they do, I think there's a lot that you can learn. And I think so often people don't realize that we're social creatures, and your level up, it doesn't come on your schedule. It's not going to come with the amount of time you want to put in. It's not going to fit your budget. It's not going to fit what you want to do. Your level up, it damn sure can't come from you, because at the end of the day, external results are just a physical manifestation of internal habits. And if my internal habits don't align with the outcomes that I want, then it's, no matter what I read, it's just never going to happen. I can read a book on getting fit, but if I never go to the gym and diet, I'm never going to get fit.
Okay. How is it that you make so much and yet you stay broke? Because that was what's really scary of that. It's like, okay,
because
much, and why do you stay broke? Because that was what I didn't like about like what they would teach at Mike's. They would say if you raise your level of necessity, it's like I didn't like that, because one, you're teaching people how to live above their means, and they don't have to do that. Like there's
different levels to it. For me, I'm gonna stay broke because I listen to Grant Cardone. I don't believe in going broke for liabilities. I think people should go broke for, I think it's good to a point. I think personally you should go broke to invest money into assets because you want cash flow. So my goal right now is to make $50,000 to $80,000 a month in cash flow every month. That's my goal. My goal is not anything. My goal is cash flow, because to me, cash flow is freedom. Why do I believe that? Because I studied Grant Cardone, and he's a big cash flow type of person. And what Grant Cardone says is stay broke. Take all your money, invest it. Grant Cardone says that he stays broke. He says you don't want to spend cash. You want to spend cash flow. So if it's not invested in, he says invest in yourself, then invest in the business, and then invest in assets. So for me, that's just thing. I think people can do what they want to do. That's the beauty of life. If you want to make 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 a year, and you like, I just want to put money in the bank and I don't want to ever go broke again, you can do that. That's the beauty of life. But for me, I want to build. I want true freedom, and I think the only thing that equals true freedom is cash flow.
But do you think that's like physically sustainable, that you can just break it?
Because at the end of the day, if I got to go through 2 to 5 years of suffering to create a lifetime of freedom, it's worth it. No matter what I have to go through. If I got to go through 10 years of suffering for a lifetime of freedom, that's worth it. Because what's the alternative? Go work 50 years to live off of 40% of my income? When to live for 10 years, that's not a way to live. But if that's what people like, that's what they like. That's not what I want. That's not going to be my life.
Right. Okay. So, do you? Okay, this is also pertaining to. I guess now let's go to Olivia. Would you say that you are genuine in love with Olivia?
Me? I have never in my life been with a partner and had such a divine connection than with Olivia. 1,000%.
Okay, so
like everything, she's just an industry leader. I've never been more attracted to a partner physically. I've never been more attracted to a partner spiritually. I've never been attracted to a partner more attracted to a partner mentally. I've never been more attracted to a partner like intimacy wise. It is truly divine, and I have tremendous amounts of gratitude for Olivia. She's amazing.
Okay. Obviously, because there's like clips and stuff, you know.
We talking about clips.
Yeah, we talk about clips.
All right. So you want to listen? Okay, go ahead. I'm not going to invalidate you, but I think it's funny that you listen to like clips from a troll page.
No, because they're clips from your life.
But they're clips. Anybody can clip up anything and make anything seem like anything. If you don't know that, you think what you want.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just feel like there's some things that obviously.
Here's my thing. Have you ever had a conversation with Olivia, like a real conversation with Olivia? Have you ever seen us interact?
From the lives.
Okay.
On then.
Yeah.
But like the little subtle things, because you know the devil's in the subtleness. So
I think people's frequency is what they frequently see, and I think that cognitive biases are real. And if somebody's first impersonation or first interpretation of something is negative, then it takes 8 to 14 positive interactions to change a negative first impression, to flip that. So people can think what they want.
The whole like accountability thing. So like you would say, just even from obviously what's been going on, like would you say that you're progressing and you're like working on those? Because there's a lot of allegations, so it's just like, but you're denying every single one of them. So is there like no?
So let me get this straight. One person, a judge drew this whole thing out. A judge looked at it, not just took what one person said, actually had all the evidence, all of it, way more than you guys had, and threw the whole thing out. And then
But the main person.
hold on. And then another girl made a YouTube video who was so traumatized, and then 2 weeks later was in another public relationship and hasn't made a video since. Okay, if you want to believe that, you believe that. I offered her $5,000 to take a polygraph test, and I said, if that polygraph test matches up with that video that you made, I pay you $5,000. So if you want to believe that, you can believe that. I don't want to continue going on with that. I'm not here to invalidate anybody's opinion, just like you have your opinion. But people's opinion do not define reality. So you guys, it's like, you guys don't look at the facts. You guys just look at like whatever media says. Even though I've never had the police called on me, even though I don't have a criminal record, even though I've never even had like a complaint against me, you guys don't look at the facts. You guys are just like, oh, somebody said it must be true. And that's fine. That's your opinion. I'm not here to invalidate anybody. I'm not here to call anybody a liar. But just because they have an opinion about me, it does not mean their opinion defines my reality. So if you guys just like the same way people, there's people online. You've been to my penthouse. There's people online who will be like, oh, well, that is an Airbnb. That's not Sean's place. Just like people be like, oh, all your red bottoms are fake. There's people like, oh, you met Olivia when she was 17. Oh, Sean, you like underage girls. People have so many opinions. Oh, Sean, you're on the booger sugar. What? It's every week. It's a new rumor. Literally. So the thing is, like, will I say that I have character flaws? Absolutely. Do I believe I got to improve the way I am as a man, as a leader, get better in relationships? 1,000%, 1,000,000%. But I'm not going to sit up here and agree with like everything that people say. People have called me, oh, you're a rapist. Even though in this girl's video, she said everything was consensual. People will still hit me up and be like, you're a rapist. But it's just like, bro, the girl said it herself. Everything's consensual. So people are going to think, you know, what they want to think. Have I made mistakes in the past? Absolutely. But do I think I'm a bad person? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
But we're not even talking about it. So like these are women's own personal story, you know, and it's just interesting how it's like, it's the same story. There's different women, but it's the same common denominator, you know? So that's where it's just like, it's okay. We're not even talking opinions here because also, again.
So Laura, I guess my question is like, what do you want to like see? Because like we can talk about it and like keep talking about it, but like, what do you guys want to like see? Like, can you go back and like what do you want to see?
I guess honestly, people just want sincere accountability.
And what does that look like to you? What does that look like to you?
to each, honestly, but just even to even say on the fact that these are just opinions, like you're kind of belittling them on even their own experience. And to even kind of speak on Shanice, but like, oh, 2 weeks, it wasn't 2 weeks.
It was
because
2 weeks after the video was posted.
Okay, well, women do check out mentally because, for example, like in my situation, I was checked out for an entire year. I was.
How
checked
long do you think if you were okay? I'm with you.
No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Like 6 months.
Yeah.
After that situation, right? But same thing with him. He was like, oh, now all of a sudden you move on. It's like, no, I done been moved on. Just because I was physically there doesn't mean that I was there. I was gone. Until I finally left, and then 6 months later, actually, I don't want to say probably less, I actually also met my partner that I've been with now 6 years.
You say you met him how long?
I want to say it was like 4 or 5 months.
All right, so you met him 4 or 5 months. So how long would you need to date somebody to go public with them?
Honestly, to each their own, like I said.
All right, so let me get this straight. You don't think that it's weird that somebody that's so-called traumatized is 2 weeks later in a public relationship?
It was 2 months.
You don't think it was 2 weeks after that video was posted, she was in a public relationship? That's not weird to you. That's not a weird timeline to you.
There's also a timeline between recording and having to like edit and all that. So no.
Well, listen, man, you guys are going to tell whatever story you guys want, and you're going to believe whatever you guys want. So what does accountability look like to you? Because I don't know if you watch my lives, but I said many times I was a bitch-ass leader. I didn't do right. I wasn't fucking my girl right. I wasn't providing a safe space for her to emotionally communicate. Like, I said so many things, so many areas of improvement that I could have agreed on. But because I disagree with the fact that she says things that happen, and I'm not even talking about so-called abuse allegations. I'm talking about conversations that never happen, like conversations that never happen. You were not there. You were not there. You never saw it. I am telling you, people, when they get emotional, they will see things that does not necessarily reflect reality. I'm not going to invalidate anybody's story, but if somebody's outside talking, if somebody's on a substance and they're talking to somebody that's not there, and they come and tell me, yeah, I had a conversation with this person, I saw that there's nobody there, I'm not going to tell him, hey, you're wrong. Why am I going to argue with him? There's nothing I can say to convince him otherwise. People are going to think what they want to think. Right. So again, Lord, respectfully, listen, this is the thing that makes no sense. Yeah. So this is the part that makes no sense. We're talking about something. Okay. Hold on. We're talking about, listen, respectfully. We're talking about Shanice. You're saying you feel so bad for her. She's in a whole nother relationship. Public.
Oh no! Oh yeah. We're far past that. Like I think everybody's genuinely happy for her. Like everybody's really happy for her. But I think we're just past that. Regardless.
Do you guys ever think that sometimes y'all talk out of y'all trauma, like because you all went through a situation that maybe you're projecting your traumas onto like the situation? Do you guys ever like think that? Because people, this is what they do. This is every conversation, not every, but 98% of haters say, oh, I was in a situation like this, and this is what the man did, so I know that that's happening with you and Olivia. And it's just like, bro, what?
We are not the same person.
You guys talk from your trauma, like, respectfully. It's just like, okay, like, I'm sorry that like, happened to you. And again, that's why I think it's so wrong. That's why I don't think it's cool, because there's a lot of people that actually go through stuff, and to just say things is crazy. I lost millions of dollars. I lost tons of deals. But you know what it did? It gave me external pressure to change my internal habits, to become the man, to become the leader that I needed to be, to make my mission. And that is more priceless than any amount of money ever. So I think a lot of good came from it. And honestly, I'm thankful. I'm honestly thankful for the whole experience. Every single death threat I get, every single everything. And while you're sitting here saying that, there's also the other side to this. This girl has received thousands of death threats for something that's not even hold on. For something that's not even true. So that's like the thing, right? There's two sides to it. So with that being said, go ahead, do your thing, ask the questions.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask you, Olivia?
Yes, sure.
Okay. How do you feel? Like, just genuinely, mentally?
I feel great.
Emotionally?
So great. I honestly feel like he always says, adversity is a gift. And I feel like, actually this week, I feel like I really came to like actually be grateful. Oops, I don't don't want that sound.
Are we break-
Okay. That I actually am grateful for like the hard things that I do go through, because that builds like actual strength, and it gives you the lesson you need to actually be successful. Because if we didn't have to go through tough things, then everyone would be successful. But it's for the people that actually get adversity and go over the adversity and solve the adversity and actually overcome the adversity. They are the actual people that become the leaders, that become the like champions of the world. But like you can't have success without like the hard times. So yeah, I just have a whole different type of like mindset when it comes to like the things happening, the hate, everything. Like my mental health is amazing, and it's only, and my mentality and my mindset's only gonna get better.
And not to mention, guys, I know we live in like a cancel culture, but even if all that stuff were true, yes, that would be terrible. But guys, people grow, people change, people get better. That's the thing. You guys act like somebody's defined by their past. Laura, I'm sure you've done things that you're not proud of. I'm pretty sure people could say all type of stuff about you all, right? We're all a bad person in somebody's story. I'm never gonna invalidate somebody, but everybody can like say whatever like they want to say. It's just interesting to see how, one thing this whole thing has taught me is how powerful media is. If a lot of people say it, y'all just like believe it. Like y'all, it doesn't even like y'all just believe anything y'all see in like the media. Like you see a paper, oh, you believe it. And now I understand, like when celebrities and stuff go through all like these like scandals, I'm like, dang, like it's crazy, because you really never know. Now I will be the first to admit, dude, I got a ton of character flaws, like a ton, and I'm getting better every single day. But I don't think that I'm a bad person.
Okay.
So that's that.
All right. So you think you're a good person?
I think I'm a great fucking person.
He is a great
And I think
person.
anybody that's ever had like a legitimately conversation with me could see that I have like a heart of like gold. Does everybody I ever met like me? No, absolutely not. But like, I know what's in like my heart at the end of the day. Like I know what's in like my heart. And we're all a bad person in somebody's story.
I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead, baby.
I want to talk about his character, because the first time that I came here, it literally like his character only got like better and better. I'm not saying that it was it was bad in the beginning, but like I literally remember me leaving and I was like, wow, I've never met a man like that. He would literally speak power into people. He would speak life into people. A freaking cash register. Like he sees everyone as what they can be, not as what they are right now. Like we will literally be like at, a location where they have like bartenders, right? And waitresses. And he will literally ask, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm in college, I'm in school, I'm doing this, that, and the other. Oh, I'm figuring out. And then he asks them, what is your dream? Like, what do you want to do with your life? And they'll say, hey, I've always wanted to do this, I've always wanted to do that. And then he always like asks them, why can't you do that? Like actually like putting it into a vision for them. Because some people have never gotten somebody that actually believes in them and actually tells them what they need to hear. Hey, if you want this to happen to you, then you need to make sure that you're like on point, that you're making it happen, you're getting that real estate license. That's the type of person he is. And people don't get to see that side because they don't see it interact. But like when we do have a camera following us around one day.
No, they're gonna be like, it's fake. He only doing it for the camera.
You guys will remember these words I'm saying, and you guys will match it up to what's actually reality.
I will see that.
I was shocked.
And I will say this, guys. One thing I will say, Laura, is that as a guy, you gotta learn to treat people with nothing but love. And at times I let my ego cloud my judgment. At times I let my ego call me to mishandle things or talk to people in a way that's not necessarily appropriate. And I also learned communication is key, but I promise you, the man I am today, I'm just committed to any woman that's going to be in my life is just going to receive nothing but nourishment and love while she's like here. So I know we live in like a cancel culture. I know people are going to ignore the fact that I've never had the police called on me. I don't have a criminal record. That whole SA allegation, the case, the judge had all the evidence. I was facing 14 years in prison and it threw out. And not only that, but I've been open about this for 2 years. Like I posted about this incident. I posted about this incident 2 years ago. So I just find it very funny how now all of a sudden that video or whatever wants to come to light when I've been talked about. I've been open, I've been transparent about the whole thing. I even when the thing first happened, I posted it on my story. I was like, yo, this is wild, this is what happened. Boom, 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 boom. I've always been transparent. And you know, even when I was going through that, I was in the military, I was an entrepreneur, I was going through that case, I never gave up. And I never let it stop me from going hard. So my thing is, hold on, I'm gonna land my plane. So my whole thing is just like I just find it like very funny how people will just take one side of it and just cancel somebody. Like everybody has their story, and for me, I'm never gonna speak on like negatively about anybody like that's in my past. Because to be honest with you, when old girl dropped that first YouTube video, when Shanice dropped that YouTube video, I was gonna sue her for defamation of character and slander. But then I decided against that because
you can't sue.
It's just not worth it.
Though.
Huh?
You can't sue on if it's true
because it's not true though.
That do it. Even
but the thing is, it's not true. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. But you guys don't want to believe that, so that's fine.
Why don't you follow it then?
Because what she gave me. Listen, I know. Listen, I'm gonna just tell you. And this is why I say. Listen, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Listen.
You have a here to ask questions. Answer my question. Have y'all Jekyll and Hyde?
How about who?
Jekyll and Hyde.
Have everybody knows about their story. So here's this. Listen, Laura, if you want to pay me out to be that, then that's fine. Listen, but you can't listen. Okay. You can have it. So all I'm gonna say is this. This book is amazing. Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. 100.
Wait. I promise you.
108. Champions know revenge is for amateurs. Listen, depending on whether or not they're operating primarily. Hold on. Depending on not whether they're operating. Yo, I'm reading. Laura, I'm reading. Like, come on now. You on my platform? Let's be respectful. Yes. Like, let's. All right. So, depending on whether they're operating primarily from spirit. You said what?
Why are you repeating yourself?
Because I'm trying to read.
But
you keep cutting me off.
You already heard this. Like,
okay,
nope.
But listen, respectfully, it's my platform. I'm gonna read it. And just because you heard it doesn't mean everybody here did.
Okay, go ahead. Right?
So depending on whether or not they're operating primarily from spirit or ego, amateurs tend to be interested in the idea of revenge. Many amateurs believe their lack of success and fulfillment is someone else's fault, which leads to thoughts of getting even. Revenge as a strategy is not limited to the middle class. Many very successful upper class performers still believe in striking back at their competitors. The upper class often owes their tremendous financial success to the drive that is stimulated by their large egos. Unfortunately, this ego-driven consciousness is often also responsible for their lack of personal fulfillment. The upper class tends to believe that the key to fulfillment is to gain greater success. They are baffled when this formula doesn't work. The upper classes operate out of fear, and this mindset says revenge on the so-called guilty party will give them satisfaction. Of course, it doesn't. Amateurs also look for ego gratification and revenge. Their ego has been hurt, and they believe hitting back will repair the damage and allow them to save face. The cycle keeps repeating itself and delivers nothing but misery. The world class operate out of love and abundance, dismiss revenge as a strategy for people operating at a lower level of awareness. The great ones know you can't fight hate with hate. The only power in the universe worth projecting is the power of love. The pros know if an amateur cheats them, it's to be expected because amateurs act out of fear. Their fear-based consciousness thinks irrationally, so their improper or unethical acts are to be expected. Champions feel empathy for amateurs because all of the great ones are former amateurs themselves.
That's it.
That's it. So when I read that, Laura, that's exactly when I was like, dude, I'm just going to drop this and move out of love. Because at the end of the day, this adversity is legitimately a gift. And you guys may not see it, but in 10 years, I promise you guys, one of us is going to do a lot of good for this planet. And we'll see which one that is. Or it could be both of us. You know, who knows what other people are going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I know what my legacy is going to be on this planet, and it's not going to be like drama. That's not going to be it. I'm going to do a lot of good. Unfortunately, you know, people love negativity. But go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's like a revenge thing. You know, people have whatever their motives went of it, but it certainly was revenge. So, but let's segue. That was a great segue into the next question. So because obviously you want to impact the world, right? You want to impact this what are you building? This kingdom, empire that are building, right? What are those goals with that? Like, what are you?
I'm going to build the most beautiful family America's ever seen, and we're going to positively impact millions of people.
Okay. And where would you say like your timeline is?
There is no timeline. Everybody knows that you operate on an infinite timeline.
Okay.
Things should be. Life's about being and becoming. It's not about acquiring and possessing. Our whole purpose in life right now is to become the best version of us possible. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. That's emotionally. That's all we're worried about. Everything else will become. Because when you build and you develop the internal habits, you will attract everything you want in life. Okay.
So let me ask Olivia a question before we go on to your next question. Olivia, so you had made a TikTok about like these crystals and like stones and this little follow stick that you were burning.
Yeah.
Do you still have those?
Yep.
Okay. Only because one, I know you don't believe in anything, or do you believe like I guess in a higher power kind of?
Yep.
Okay.
Spiritual.
So for one, I'm a Christian. I fear God. I believe the Bible. It's the word of God. So what you're doing with those, because coming from a new age background and even all of that, what you're doing with those crystals, you're actually opening up a demonic door for men. So just want to tell you to be careful with those too. Next question. Have you read The Body Keeps Count?
Hey, sorry guys. They're having a concert down there.
That was God confirmation right there.
That was God. The fact that they're having a concert is God's confirmation.
I mean,
fireworks is a celebration.
Fireworks is a celebration, superstar.
There you go. Okay. Have you ever read the book The Body Keeps Count?
No.
Okay. I certainly would recommend read that. Just only in the essence that from some of the lives that I have been able to watch from you, Olivia, it's kind of scary seeing you walk on eggshells and how long it takes you to process information, how long it takes.
What makes you think I'm walking on eggshells?
Everybody knows on eggshells. Like we see it in your body.
Everyone knows.
Could you answer the question, please?
Yeah.
What does she do to walk on eggshells?
Olivia, you're scared on how to answer your body, the way your body moves. I mean, it's very. You're just like there. It's scary to watch, honestly. And from someone who was in their 20s, who was in that, you don't have to take it. I'm just saying, because regardless of
I'm just saying that like you guys swear on walking.
But I'm just saying, you know.
So I have a question for you. If she couldn't speak, why does she open the live up for 30 minutes on her own and answer any question that's asked without me even being there?
Yeah.
But y'all don't clip that part up though. She opens the live every night, and for the first 30 minutes, y'all get to ask her anything.
And that's like the only time where I feel like she actually is maybe like comfortable for a little bit, and then just like there's so many times where you're just like you're really uncertain on your words. It just becomes like a whole word salad. But regardless, just keep that book in mind for later on, because you'll need it. You'll need it later.
But why are you spewing like a negative outlook?
Really,
like,
because there's.
But you don't think that you're just talking out of like trauma? Like it sounds like because it didn't work out for you, you feel like it's not gonna work out for her.
I'm not even speaking on the fact that because it didn't work out for me. I'm speaking on the aspect of your own situation. I'm not even speaking regards
But
to
what do you know about my situation besides clips? Like you just said, you never had a conversation with Olivia, never shook her hand, but you swear you know her.
No, I didn't say I know her. I'm just saying her
And
demeanor.
how do you know that I'm walking on eggshells?
Yeah.
And that in terms of when I'm speaking about stuff, sometimes you guys expect an answer from me that I just don't get, and maybe that's where it's coming from. But like, I don't need to hesitate on my answers. Maybe it's just the answer that you guys do not want.
So
And sometimes I think the answers are like just so simple that I'm like, okay. Like I'm just gonna make it as simple as possible for you guys, because you guys try to respectfully try to misconstrue and micro-analyze everything that I say and do, and I'm not trying to like say something that you guys like interpret as, oh my gosh, she's doing this, that, and the other. So if anything, it's mostly the maybe where I'm thinking about it a little bit is so that you guys can understand it and not like attack my character, because I'm pretty much tired of that.
Yeah, and
So
another
I'd
thing
like
is,
to,
but
no, I was just saying I would like to lessen the cause of that.
yeah, and another thing is, I think your frequency is what you frequently see. You hear fireworks and think that that's a bad sign. We hear fireworks and think it's a celebration. I think that like sums up everything. It's something as innocuous as fireworks, and you take that as a sign of, you take that as a sign of like bad things, and we take that as a sign of like celebration. I think it just, I think it just proves the universal laws like true. Like, and it's not to make you out to be a bad person, but I just think that like, like what your frequency is what you frequently see. Like for real.
Oh no, you're so the fireworks playing right now, that's what you're referring to?
Whatever, when the boom went off, you were just like, oh yeah, that's like a confirmation. So
Oh no, but I wasn't saying that was like a bad thing.
I'm bringing Forrest up. This is an intelligent, he's like the intelligent 10 times more handsome version of myself.
Nah, man, what's up? What's
good, man? Good to see you.
What we talking about tonight?
Just everything, man. Just everything, you know.
Is this an interrogation? Like, what's going on?
No, dude, listen, it's an interesting conversation. Laura is, she's seen me speak before, and she's a great person, one of the sweetest souls I've ever met in my life. Rooting for her. She's an entrepreneur. Hope she hasn't given up on her dreams, no matter what vehicle she's using to drive to them. And we actually had one of the same mentors. So with that being said, just I hope that she just came up here. She wanted to talk. It's been a while, so I invited her up, and it's been an interesting conversation for sure.
I see. I've been. Can I ask you a question? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you have a question?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, you. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, what's your name again? I want to address you correctly. What's your name?
Laura.
Laura. Nice to meet you. My name is Forrest. So I've been listening to the conversation, right? And my question to you, 100 questions. I'm just curious. I have a curiosity. What's the heart behind you? Because I'm a believer. I'm a believer just like you. As you said, you're a Christian. I'm a believer. So what's the heart behind your question?
And what that segue into that, because one, my main thing, I share the gospel. I'm here for the kingdom, my Father's business, right? That's the real business that I'm, because this was the next question that I was gonna ask Olivia, because it's really behind. I'm just like why? What's your purpose? Because that's cool if you have like an earthly impact, but are you not about your eternal impact? Because what's in regardless of the matter, even with all of this going on, and especially you even gaslighting and gaslighting your viewer, like
Wait, Queen, is your phone sitting down, like sitting flat on something? Because you keep coming in and out like every other word. I can't really make out what you're saying that well.
Is that better?
A little bit, yeah. I'm sorry. Now, can you go ahead? I'm sorry. I couldn't make out what you were saying.
There. Okay, so how much did you hear? Or do I have to start all over?
Go back about like 20, 30 seconds. Go back to when you were saying that you were trying to pretty much put her onto some information about, because you said you're a believer, you're a Christian. Mm-hmm. Just start from like where you were. Just pick up where you left off. That's fine. Because I kind of caught what you were saying. It started going out real bad.
Yeah. So my heart behind it is, one, first, I'm about my Father's business, right? I like to share the gospel, and especially like in the sense you have a big platform. Now, But even with this, the whole concept of the whole allegations, it's just like there's no accountability, right? And for then like gaslight the women, gaslight your viewers, like, you know, and especially the question that I wanted to ask Olivia, like, do you not have empathy or like any compassion at all for the women that did speak up?
Okay, so
Because
pause real quick.
Because like the fact that honestly you stated that is when somebody asked you that they were like, if a friend with their similar experience, and your response was that you would ask her like, what did you do? Like, were you acting right? Just even by you stating that, like, honestly, that was a huge slap in the face to every single woman that has been abused. And abuse is not breaking bones. Abuse can also be financial, sexual, spiritual, emotional, and mental. It is not just breaking bones.
That is something I definitely own up to with Shanice. I definitely would say, you could say, oh, it was emotionally abusive because I didn't cultivate a safe environment for her to communicate to me. Meaning, like, if she would come to me, I just wasn't as receptive as I needed to be. And if somebody can't healthily come to you, express their emotions, like help in a healthy manner, then I could see that. That makes sense. The only thing I had an issue with is she just made up conversations that didn't happen and said things that wasn't there. I don't want to keep going on the situation, but like, I stand on it. And just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean that you're gaslighting somebody. Just because you point at what a military appointed judge says and that it goes against what somebody else's opinion is, it doesn't mean that you're gaslighting somebody. It's just pointing to what actually happened. That's it. So I say it every time. I don't want to invalidate anybody's experience. Their opinion is their opinion. I'm not going to call anybody a liar, but hey, these are the facts and this is my opinion. That's it every single time. So I don't understand how that's gaslighting. And again, I'm not trying to convince you. I don't want to be right. I'm going to let Forrest go because he's a lot better looking and he's a lot smarter than me. So go ahead, Forrest.
Okay, go ahead.
You got
Go ahead.
So Laura, let me ask you a question. You said something that was really interesting in my mindset. In my mind, you said there's no accountability. You stand by that?
Mm-hmm. Well, probably like where you lost clientele. Probably that's not accountability. That's consequence.
But straight up, you're saying that he lacks accountability in this situation. You're saying that,
when
right?
you try to manipulate and gaslight your audience and the women, yeah.
Fine, but you're saying that, okay. Have you been on his lives before?
I've seen their lives playing. Yeah.
So when he says stuff like, "I dropped the ball last time.
Mm-hmm.
I fumbled. I didn't do things how I should have done them. As a man, I could have done better."
Validating the story is not taking accountability.
So if you tell me, "Hey, you did something to hurt me," and I as a man, I let you down. I could have been better. That's gaslighting.
When then you invalidate their story and then saying that never happened. Because then if that
hold on. See, you're answering. Your answer is like, hold on. Even if so okay, let me, because I want to understand what you're saying, because I'm not trying to battle you. I'm trying to really get where you're going with this. So you're saying that from him saying that I dropped the ball, I fumbled, I could have been better as a man, I wasn't SHIT, I wasn't this and that, like by him acknowledging that, you're saying that he's gaslighting from saying that alone. Or you're saying that because he won't acknowledge what you're saying, that he's gaslighting. Which is it? Because I'm not going to lie. If someone says something about me that's not true, I'm not going to acknowledge what they're saying to be true. I think that's fair. That's what I believe. I think that's what you should believe. If I come to you and say, bro, you ran over my dog in the street and that didn't happen, you're not going to say, okay, you're right, I'm sorry for running over your dog in the street, because that didn't happen. So if you're looking for him to admit something that you want him to admit that's different, then you're saying he's not taking accountability. They're two different things. You can't equate those two. Does that make sense? So what exactly do you want him to take accountability for is my question. Because every live he comes on and people respect him, call him out his name, cancel him, talk down on him. They do all these types of things, right? And I see it. And every time either he ignores it, or he says, listen, y'all, I fumbled. Shanice is happy. Shanice, I don't know. She's happy. She's doing the thing. I dropped the ball. I fumbled. Like, he repeatedly says these things. So what type of accountability are you looking for? And if you're going to tell me right now that I want him to acknowledge what her pain, if he didn't do what if y'all accusing him of, that's not going to come. So there has to be some type of leeway on both ends. If he's going to say, bro, I definitely messed up, can you bring yourself to say, listen, if that's where you are with it, then the same way you're respecting my opinion, I respect yours. You know you did wrong. You're acknowledging that on a public platform. That's all I can ask for. What's wrong with saying that? Am I like that's my question. What's wrong with saying that?
We are devaluing the victims and their stories, and that's it. If that's your form of apology, excuse me, form of apology, then that's all you're gonna take, because we can't convince somebody if they just think they're not.
So can we agree on this then? Let's agree on this. You believe no matter what Sean says, no matter what documents come out, no matter what comes out, you believe he did what he's being accused of, right or wrong? You believe that, right?
There's things I do believe from this woman, because again, with the same common denominator, regardless of
That's
Like
logic.
but 1 second, it comes to a point that honestly it's just like it doesn't even matter, because in the day, you act like God, like he sees all. You will take accountability.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bring that into it. We're having a conversation
because
between me and you. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're deflecting. You're deflecting. Don't do that. You're deflecting. You're deflecting. With all due respect, you're bringing God in. We're not talking about that right now. We are talking about your opinion. Your opinion, what you believe.
My opinion doesn't matter.
But you.
And by the way, really quick, I want to say, guys, I've been in all type of crazy situations. I've been in every situation a guy can be in. I've had girls try to attack each other. I've had people I've been in everything you can think of. So I've said, hey, I've been in all type of crazy situations. Everybody has their side of the story. I'm never going to invalidate anybody, but people have their side of the story. I'm not going to speak on it because I'm just not going to speak on it. The main thing we're talking about is like, okay, we want to talk about Denise. She has her story. Again, I still disagree with it. Like, I still just disagree with it. You know what I mean? I thought we was kind of like over this, but personally, I just think that like this is like a very emotional subject for you, Laura, and I'm not trying to discredit you, but like I think when emotion goes up, logic goes down. But Forrest, my bad. Go ahead, man. Do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just confused because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Laura, and no disrespect, because you're my sister in Christ. I don't think you want to bring scriptures into this conversation, because there are more scriptures that go against what you're saying right now than go for you. I'm just being honest with you.
Then
the scriptures on forgiveness, the scriptures on proof of burden, the scriptures on empathy, the scriptures on all of that, on seeing all sides of a situation, on being multifaceted with your thinking and understanding. Like, since I've been on this live, you have been hell bent on making him admit something because you want him to admit it. That's not the spirit of God, right or wrong? Right or wrong?
No, it's admitting it. It's just like I really want to get to the root, because what you're doing is just like there's no fear of God. Like you fear people, and you think that God is just like, oh, forgiveness. God even takes accountability. Like, that's the whole point of Judgment Day. You understand? Because he's the lion and the lamb. He's not just some cuddly little lamb. He's the lamb, and he's gonna come back, and regardless of the matter, like whatever the story is, because yes.
Can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. Do you have the power to rob anyone of their redemption story? Yes or no?
No.
You don't, right? You're admitting that you don't.
Mm-hmm.
How much of tonight did you contribute to his redemption story?
We were getting to that.
No, we weren't, because the questions you had were not geared towards him and his redemption. They were geared towards him trying to admit what you wanted him to admit. Let's be real. Let's be honest.
You think, how do you get to heaven? How do we get to heaven?
What do you say?
How do we get to heaven? What's
How
the
do
point
you
of
get to heaven?
Yes, how do you get to heaven?
Through relationship with God. I mean, what is that?
And
relationship.
How do we attain a relationship through God?
How do you maintain a relationship with God?
Attain.
I'm sorry. I'm pointing out. How do you measure as your Lord and Savior and living a life pleasing to Him? She froze. I think she froze, big dog. I think she froze. And it's
Yeah.
not
Hopefully her phone's charged.
it's not a me versus her thing, but you know, you moved it. I'm not, and Sean, you know, bro, I'm not a fanboy of yours, like not like I'm not, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, but it's just like unfair, you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah. But the thing is this, bro. The thing is, my bad. Go ahead. I don't want
No,
to cut you off.
you good,
The
bro. Go
thing
ahead,
is,
you
the
good.
truth is, I made a lot of fuck ups, bro. I've been in so many situations that I shouldn't have been in, and as a man, I got to take responsibility for that. For any type of like to even put myself in a situation where somebody could say something against me, I had to do something wrong as a man. Would you agree with that? So
I
I would
agree.
say that, but you know, some stuff I just can't, bro. I'm all about people sharing their truth. You know what I'm saying? But when a motherfucker, and I'm really just talking about the Shanice thing. When a motherfucker say shit that just like it was just like, bro, listen, man, like. And I guess for the whole Shanice thing, it's just like, bro, you could create a platform, and it's just like real people out here, and you're gonna go and, you know, just I don't know, man. I feel some type of way about it, you know. But you know, to each their own. At the end of the day, I'm thankful for it all because it's something that's said about having to overcome thousands of death threats and people that will never mess with me. And this is something I have to carry the rest of my life, and it's just, you know,
Yeah,
it's
and that's the thing, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be honest, bro, and this is me being honest with you. Like, there will be some people who will never ever forgive you, and
oh 1,000%.
they'll
1,000%.
always want your head. They'll want blood no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if Shanice herself comes out and says, "Bro, I'm over that. I'm in a whole nother relationship. Leave Sean alone." Like, why y'all still? But they're still gonna just wake up with the sole intention of killing you, bro. That's how it's gonna be. And I mean, that's the price of having a public platform and things being public and left. You know, you can't really control people's perspective.
Yeah. At the
But
end of
the way you,
at the end of the day, it's one of those things, man, and you just got to keep moving forward, and you got to keep doing your thing, and that's that. But I wonder if she came back up. I want to get her back up here.
yeah, facts.
Guys, this stuff comes with the territory, but you know, there's millions of people that's like, people are just gonna say what they want to say, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's
so weird, man. I'm gonna just say this. Have you ever seen somebody in an abusive relationship that goes live and talks to thousands of people every single day, and everything they do is under a microscope? Like, I feel like if you're doing something, you're not gonna be like, look at me, look at me, look at me. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that I don't know, man. Just but people.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good, bro. I just find it interesting, man. I find it very interesting.
And I was in a situation where I was in an abusive relationship, and she went live a lot talking about it. Now, mind you, she was the one abusing me, like straight up. But when it went left and everything ended, you know what they said? They were like, "Yeah, you could do better than him. He was crazy. He didn't value you. Like you went in it." And I'm
I don't even want to, you know, get into that, man. You know, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm not gonna play, you know, victim. I'm never gonna say anybody did anything.
Oh yeah, me neither.
I would say I fucked up a lot, man. I think women are great. I think they're awesome, and I believe that anytime a relationship doesn't work out, it's 100% on the man. I think it's 100% on the man because either you didn't lead her properly, you didn't have the, you know, the competence and leadership to pull the best out of her, or you chose a bad girl. I don't think that I've chosen any bad girl. I think every woman that's been in my life has been great. I just was a shitty leader. You know, I'm still developing as a man and as a leader, and I take full accountability for, you know, all of that, all of my previous failures, 1,000%.
Bro, the way you handle the vitriol and the disrespect is top tier, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like. Not everybody will have that level of patience you have, bro. So, I mean, people. I mean, it is what it is, bro. But how
you gotta get the book, bro. When you elevate on states of consciousness, it's like, bro, you understand that people listen, bro. Love is a verb. This is my always saying. I say love is a verb, and people can only give it at the capacity at which it's created within. So these people, they do love me, but they only can give love at the capacity that is created within. A lot of these people don't have a relationship with themselves, right? So it's hard for them to pour love into others at like a higher level. It's hard for them to understand something like forgiveness. It's hard for them to understand anything other than the level that they're at. So I understand that. It doesn't make me better. I don't look down upon them, but it's just like I'm never gonna turn my back on the people that need me the most.
No, I feel you,
Because
bro.
when I overcome this shit, and become goated like I am and go on to help billions of people, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to have an excuse, because anybody that's starting online, I guarantee you I have more hate than you. I have more haters than you. I have more people than
Yeah.
you. So if I can succeed and overcome all this stuff, then you can too. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that these people fail to realize is like, bro, like, let's say something happened and I did, you know, I went in. Guys, I would come out. I would come out and still be successful. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm never gonna stop pursuing success until the day I die, until the air is no longer in my lungs. I'm gonna continue going for greatness. Nothing is gonna stop me.
Not facts. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. It should never dim your grind or your hustle. It should never stop you. You know, those tough times will come for how you respond to them. You've been responding top tier, bro, immaculately. So
Yeah.
keep doing it.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you. Let's see if we get somebody else up here, man.
Yeah,
that was interesting. I want to get
bro.
back. I want to see. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Right.
Oh, whoa! Don't leave. She's back.
Back? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Let's finish these.
Oh, y'all cute.
No, that's all I heard. What up, Laura?
Hi, my phone died.
Big here. See, how'd I know, bro? How'd I know? I called it.
Yeah.
Your phone died.
You did.
Okay. But anyways, so where did we leave off?
I think
I was
having
genuinely
a talk.
I was trying to understand what, you know, because you were having a conversation about what he did, then the transition to God. You trying to tell them that.
No, you think that I'm trying to like play God? No, I'm not God. I'm certainly I'm not one to be like, oh, you're not gonna be forgiven. No, nobody is too far gone from the grace of God. However, there is a right way to come before God, because through that, like, how did you come to Christ?
Is that reciprocal?
Yes, that's to you.
I mean, I was raised in church, so I always kind of had that God thing in me. But you know, when you raised in church, you kind of depart from that lifestyle. You kind of try to find your own way. But I came back because I was heartbroken and I was just going through a lot, and I was tired of hurting. That's really what it was. But I had to make that decision on my own. People tried talking to me and imparting their wisdom and their scriptures and all that into me, but it made no difference because I wasn't trying to receive it. And I'm not saying that Olivia and Sean aren't trying to receive it, but you're telling me that you are trying to talk to them about what you believe, which is cool and all, but there's a difference between loving on someone with this information and lecturing them with information. And people can always tell the difference by how you present things in your heart. So for you to go straight from attacking this man and asking questions with a certain type of, it was an attack. It was a subtle attack. But the way that you were talking over him, trying to get him to admit things, and the articulation you were using, how you were conveying your questions, made it seem like no matter what he answered, you had a point to get across, and you weren't open-minded to hearing his answer because you didn't agree with it. That is an attack. It's a verbal attack, whether you meant to or not. That's how it came.
Repetitive. It's repetitive, honestly, and it's not genuine answers, honestly. But
that's your perception of what he was saying, but you over-talking him. Rephrasing your question because you weren't happy with the result. Was you trying to get an expected answer from him because you weren't satisfied with the answer? That is accusatory questioning. That's an accusatory line of questioning. That's fact. You can't deny that. So you're going from that to all of a sudden trying to teach them about the word and trying to that's a segue.
So
how you slice it.
Okay. So in your viewpoint, how as a Christian, how are you coming around as this? Yes.
I have a question on this. How does talking about drama positively impact your life? How is that going to make either one of us better?
No, it's not talking about drama because would you
listen,
what was your name?
Hold on.
Forrest.
Hold on.
Would you agree that the Word of God it's a mirror?
I understand that, but Lord, Shanice is in a whole nother happy relationship.
No, we're not even talking about Shanice. We're not even talking about Shanice.
All right, but that's the main thing I'm talking about, right? So like, and that's the main thing you were questioning me about. So my thing is just like
I was on agree on just like not just specifically her. On just
listen. My thing is this. Like, how is that going to make any of our lives better?
In essence, Because again, the word of God.
How's that gonna make your life better?
Huh?
How's that gonna make your life better?
It will make my life better by seeing you come to Christ. Because I'm here to win souls, and in that aspect, isn't that the whole point for us?
I'm
Like,
gonna be honest with you. This sounds like suppression wrapped in religion.
it's not, Sean, because you're because. Oh wait, you didn't even answer for us. How do you come as a believer? How do you come at this then?
I'm gonna be honest. This might sound a little harsh, but I'm gonna keep it 100, which I'm gonna keep it a beam.
Mm-hmm.
I only speak when I'm led to speak. I see things on a daily basis where I'm like, that goes against what I believe. Mm-hmm. But when I see it, I take mental note of it. I pray for it. I keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Because when you're led to speak, then that means that God has allowed y'all to come together, or the moment to be what the moment's going to be, and He's blessed that moment, and He's allowed that to. He's opened their heart to receive it, and He's given you the space to give it to them. So I believe as believers, we get back to being led to do things and not just randomly throwing bullets because we see things we don't like or goes against the word. That's how we run people away. And that's the difference between lecturing people and loving on people. Now, personally, if I were you and you wanted to get through to Sean or Olivia, whoever, go ahead.
No, actually, finish.
Finish.
That's
what I was saying. Is that, and the thing is this, me and Sean, it's always been mutual respect from me and him. Sean called me after a live and said, bro, I have a question. I said, what's up? He said, man, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, Sean. He said, bro, people attack me a lot, bro. Like, am I handling this right? Because even though I'm not addressing it, even though I'm respectful, they still attack me. What am I doing wrong? And I told him, I said, bro, keep doing what you're doing. Now, me and him had a conversation, but me being respectful to him, not taking his side, not being a yes man, being respectful at the bare minimum, being respectful, allowed sooner or later that door to be open for us to talk. But see, Christians don't always do that. What Christians do is we see something we don't like, and then we say, Olivia, you know what? I see what you're doing. I want you to know that's under a demonic influence. Ain't no one trying to hear that. That's not loving on people. That's you like, why? I don't believe that's an effective way to really do what you're saying you're trying to do. It doesn't work.
Are you born again?
Am I what?
Are you born again?
Yeah, I'm born again.
How do you know you're born again?
Bruh.
How do I know?
Because the whole point of being a believer is that you don't tell somebody keep doing what you're doing. You tell them, and you just said
no,
that.
can we like focus? Can we keep the topic though? Like, I feel like you just keep, every time somebody says something, you don't know what to say, and then you just like attack like something. Like it's just like, can you address anything?
I'm not, and I'm not gonna let y'all gang up on me because.
Well, we're not trying to gang up on you. Okay. Nobody's ganging up on you.
May I speak? May I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
May I speak?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if I had a friend or any kind of friendship like that, I certainly would not be telling keep doing what you're doing. No, I would tell them where they're wrong and be like, no, you need to correct this.
Are you and Olivia friends?
Huh?
Are you and Olivia friends?
No, but I do have friends that if they were acting like that, I'd be like, oh, you got me messed up. Like, I'm sorry, and because I love you, I would not cuddle you in your sin. I would not and we're talking brother and sister in Christ here. No, we're talking brother and sister in Christ. With all due respect,
not Christ, respect, I never said. You're putting words in my mouth. I never said that. So the argument you're saying right now is invalid. I never.
You just said to Sean that whenever he called you,
can we respectfully not argue about religion? Like,
we're not
going off topic.
No, it's just because honestly, this is not how we're supposed to be as brothers and sisters in Christ. Like, you're supposed to be telling them where it's like, hey, because Jesus loves you, He doesn't want you continuing in that sin. Would you agree?
Queen, if that conversation presents itself, I will answer accordingly. But Sean called me and said, I have a question and I hope you have an answer. I gave him an answer. I said,
and
bro, when people
doing what you're doing?
Yes, I said, when people come at you disrespectfully, keep ignoring it, don't pay it attention, and also keep showing respect. Is that right or wrong to tell Sean? Right? Yes or no? Is that right or wrong to tell him?
Did you confront him about any of this?
Please.
Because if you're a brother, if you're the light of the light for him in his life, like, we're supposed to be holding them also to a standard, because yes, God says come as you are, but you cannot stay as you are.
I never disputed that, but you got it, because you're trying to bring other stuff into the topic that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I just asked you a simple question and you couldn't answer it because you want to bring other stuff into it.
What was your question?
My question was, Sean called me and asked me, people are talking about me, and I'm trying my best to be respectful and answer it as best I can. Am I doing something wrong? And I said, bro, if people are attacking you day in, day out, and you're not paying attention to it, and you're also showing them respect on the back end, that sounds like a believer to me, because the book, as you know, says when someone disrespects you, I'm paraphrasing here, when someone respects you, turn the other cheek. They come on his live day in, day out, calling him names, abuser, like all type of things. And either he doesn't address it or he greets it with respect. Whether it's Shanice, whether it's the abuse, whether it's the allegations, that sounds like a believer to me. Doesn't it to you? If someone's disrespecting you right now and you say, you know what, I'm not going to give that any attention or energy, I'm going to go the other direction. I'm saying, bro, keep doing that. How is that? How am I wrong for saying that?
A believer is somebody who repents and believes what they're doing. That's not. You asked. That's what a believer is.
How am I wrong for telling anyone, if someone's attacking you, don't reciprocate, go the other direction, and actually do one better, show them respect? How am I wrong for telling them that right there? Keep it right there. If you can, keep it right there. How am I wrong for saying that?
But you're not given the full. That's part of being the believer. And the whole, I was the same way, so heavenly minded, you're so earthly good. You can be so earthly minded that you're no heavenly good.
This is the problem that Christians have. We can't even have general conversations without you trying to call out sinning people. He called me and asked me.
Because that's what Jesus did. That's what all the disciples did. They said, repent of your sins and come to, oh my goodness.
That's not what happened. Whenever Jesus went,
What happened?
Now I'm in religion, Sean. I want to respect your life. You said don't make it religion, but I got to address this real quick, bro. Jesus, whenever he walked somewhere, because I know Bible, whenever he walked somewhere, they went up to him. The blind beggar went up to him. The people in the audience went up to him. They lowered the paralyzed man down. They came to him, and when they came to him, he addressed it when they came to him. He didn't walk around. Every single thing he saw was like, sin, sin, sin. He didn't do that. He only went where he was led to go, and he only spoke when he was led to speak. So you're telling me that that's not fact, that's not Bible. So you're saying stuff that's just not true. And you put words in my mouth. I never said I validated what Sean did. Sean just told y'all me and him disagree on a lot of stuff.
I want to make this perfectly clear. He does not agree on my views on relationships.
I don't agree with it, but we have a mutual respect for each other. We can have a conversation.
And we're able to put aside our differences, and I'm able to put aside my ego and take advice from other people. Like, if somebody's intelligent, they're intelligent. Like, and that's just that. When it comes to interpersonal communication skills, I feel like Forrest is very good at when it comes to interpersonal communication skills. A lot of things. He's great at a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? He might be singing. He kind of fucking look like Tory Lanez, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things. So it's just like, I mean, I just think it's very like interesting that like people feel like I'm so disrespectful, but you can't pull a clip of me calling somebody like a B word or cussing them out or doing anything, even though I've been called every name in the book. And it's just like, guys, listen, somebody can go, listen, Laura, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. You talk to me about clips.
As a YouTube, your YouTube channel that you created.
What?
On your YouTube, you have young dumb bimbos and calling them all these.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Okay.
That's not my YouTube though. That was pretty funny. You talking about the one? You talking about the title where it was like somebody didn't know what a teenager was? Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And
that was funny. That was the Polynesian sauce. Oh, yeah. Polynesian sauce.
Okay.
That was pretty funny.
So, what was the one thing that Jesus hated the most, Forrest? When he came to, you should know this.
You tell me, what did Jesus hate the most?
Do you know?
I'm asking you. You brought it up. I just want to listen to your intellect and your knowledge, Queen. What did he?
But okay, when Jesus went up to the tree and he tried to pull a fruit from the tree. He cursed the tree. Why did he do that? Why did he curse the tree?
I'm listening. You tell me, why did he curse the tree?
Do you come on, brother? You should know these.
Listen,
Do we not know what?
If you're trying to ask me questions,
Can we not shame him? Can we educate?
I'm
not
listen,
shaming him, please.
You
Like
are.
I'm not shaming nobody.
because
If that's how it's coming off, I do apologize because that's certainly not what I'm doing. Like I'm just having a genuine conversation here with a brother.
I'm telling you.
But okay, so the tree represents a hypocrite. A tree that's not producing any fruit, like God will oppose you. That's why he says he opposes the proud, but the meek are the ones that are going to inherit the earth.
What gives you the authority to tell me that was Jesus's most hate? Like that was his most just like? How do you know?
He called the Pharisees you brood of vipers. He calls them
Now, what I asked you, you asked me a question. That question you asked me, what did Jesus hate the most? As if you knew what he hates the most. The most, man, the most. You said that word, the most.
Okay.
How did you know he hated the most?
Well, then take out most. He hates. Oh wait, no. And because even in Matthew, he says, "Who's he gonna tell
the point is Jesus hated it. Just make the point.
Most,
least, doesn't matter. Hated it.
I mean, when you look at Matthew, when he's gonna tell the goats, "Depart from me, I never knew you," he's telling that to people who were hypocrites. Right?
Okay.
Right? Like, see, I just
yeah.
But because I see what I like.
What's a Christian that doesn't show forgiveness and love?
No, exactly. Because
sounds like a hypocrite to me.
No, and it's not a forgiveness because again, like it's just there's righteous anger. There's anger, and then there's
righteous anger.
Yes, there's righteous anger. That's why he says, "Be angry, but do not sin in your anger." Right? Because we want to say, "Oh, just show love," but let's look at 13 Corinthians because what does it say? Love warns. Love is not just some cutting little thing. Oh, just keep doing what you're doing. No, because I love you, I want you to know what the dangers of what you're doing. Because as a brother and sister in Christ, how loving is it for me to see you going down the wrong path, going down a bridge that's literally about to collapse, but you keep walking on that bridge, and I tell you, go ahead and walk on that bridge. You'll be okay. And then you walk that bridge, and you just that's not loving, and that's what we're doing. It's like, no, love warns.
Can I answer you?
You can only give love at the capacity at which it's created within. And this right here, Laura, is exactly why I never take what you guys say personally, because I know you all are loving me the best that you all can. That's it. No, you can only give love at the capacity at which it's created within. And then I'm not trying to make it competition because I don't believe in like competing versus women. But if this was a competition and we had to talk about who pours more into themselves, me or you, not only are we not in the same league, but we don't even play the same sport. However, I'm not going to look down upon you. I'm not going to treat you as less than. I sat up here and allow you to talk and allow you to speak when it's been clear as day that you don't necessarily come from a place of love. I've just seen you be very, very judgmental. Hold on.
If that's what you want to
listen. All right, see, that's my point. But you keep saying not taking accountability. You're not even answering his question. He literally sat up here. Hold on, guys. Listen.
Don't project you into me because I've literally been answering.
Laura, could you listen?
I'm listening.
Could you listen? I've said countless times, my relationships all fail because of me, because I fucked up as a man, because I fucked up as a leader. Does that make sense to you?
And if yes.
Does that make sense to you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. Excuse me. Time out.
Yes.
Time out. Whoa. Time out. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
If that's
no,
your
not
apology,
if. Listen.
just leave
Yes.
it at that.
Yo. Time out. Chill. Okay. Stop over talking me. I let you guys go. Do not over talk me. This is my platform. Let's respect each other. So, with that being said, if I've just taken accountability and said that all of that was my fault, what more do you actually want? I've said countless times, I got to be a better leader. These are things that I got to do differently. I got to be better in relationships. I can't even put myself in those situations. That's 100% my fault. And I've never sat up here and said I'm invalidating anybody's life story. I've literally said, yo, I had some fuck ups. Like, what more do you want to like actually like see? Just because I disagree with things that people says does not mean I'm invalidating them. I can disagree, just like they have their opinion. I can have my opinion. So what more do you want to see? What does accountability look like? Because I think that I take a shit ton of accountability. I feel like I have more accountability in my pinky finger than most people do in their whole body.
Right. To just end this and I guess move on to my last thing. Yes. If that's your form, if that's the best that we're gonna get of Sean T. Adams, by all means, it's now for me. It's all because it is all about goodness. Whatever the Lord is doing in your life, that's between you and God. However, for you to say that I do not love you, I would not be trying to be here and then try to tell you the gospel and then everything else, because
Hold on.
your life is
Hold on. Didn't I say, Lord, respectfully, didn't I say you're loving? I know you're doing what you're doing from a place of love, but love is a verb, and you can only give love at the capacity at which it's created within. So you're operating at your level of consciousness and you're giving me love. Listen, you're operating at your level of consciousness and you're giving me love at the capacity at which you created within yourself. I know you're doing the best you can. The haters, I know they're doing the best they can. They just want to see Shanice happy. They want to see Olivia happy. They want to make sure they're safe. That's why I never take it personal. That's why it never gets to me, because I know you guys are doing what you're doing out of love. It's all good. I don't take it personal. It comes with the territory. I learned a lot along the way.
Shanice is long done. She's happy. This is not about like Shanice anymore. Like, honestly, her name doesn't even need to be brought up because it ain't.
Why are you bringing it up? We wasn't talking about any of that until you.
He don't ever bring Shanice.
You brought it up. No, listen, I did not get on here and start talking about her. You did that. You brought that up. I did not bring that up.
Lord, you say you watch your lives. The comment brings Shanice's name.
When I brought up the allegations, I was referring to every.
All right, but listen. We can talk about this. We can talk about the booger sugar allegations. Every single clip that people say, we can do that. But I'm not gonna like pour energy into that. What good is gonna come out of it?
Right. Exactly.
Like what is that's
what I'm trying to say.
There's people that literally think that, oh, I met Olivia when she was 17. That didn't happen. There's people that think that I'm on substances. That's not true. There's people that think I like minors. That's not true. There's people that think that I'm a rapist. That's not true. There's people that think I've done, like, we can go on and on and on and on and on. I've been pretty much accused of every single thing you can be accused of. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, you're getting your information from literal, like, from clips. And the crazy thing is, none of these conversations are going to make your life better. They're not going to make my life better. Like, and everybody's trying to talk. Everybody's trying to talk. Force. And the crazy thing is this: Force is your fellow brother. He completely disagrees with me. He's not even on my side. And you somehow found a way to have polarity with him and like go into disagreement with him when he agrees with you. He agrees with you. That's the funny thing you don't even realize. He agrees with you. He's on your side. And you don't even see that. But because it's not the way that you want it, it's like a problem. Do you have another question for like Olivia?
No, but I do have just like the last thing for y'all. Oh, but Forrest, by the way, there's no log in my eye because that's not my sin. The log is definitely not in my eye. So just to clarify in that.
You talking to me or the comments? I never said that.
Who's Prosperous Prince? Is that?
Yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about. Honestly, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
To you, sir. Yeah, that's not my sin. So that log is definitely not in my eye, or else I wouldn't. Because that's not my biggest thing. I definitely don't speak on nothing that I'm dealing with, especially in that. So
that scripture is right. It's just about you.
Because Sean, this empire that we're so focused on building, Sean. Again, like you say that love is a verb. Like God defines for us what love is. Love, and it's all right here, right? Because love is patient, love is kind. Love.
Oh shit!
Dang,
we lose her.
Think so.
Oh well.
But look, bro, it's been real. I'm gonna get up.
I appreciate you being on, man. I appreciate you being on, brother.
No problem.
It's interesting conversations, man, for sure. Guys, I'll be the first to admit, listen, I'm not 1% of the man I'm going to become. I got a lot of room to grow mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. I got so much room to grow, you guys. But just because I disagree with somebody does not mean I'm invalidating them. Does not mean I'm gaslighting. It's okay to disagree with people. Like, it's okay to disagree with people, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. All right.
Hey, Sean,
I wish we learned to move more out of love than hate. What's up?
what are you doing August 5th, bro? You gonna be busy?
August 5th. No, I'm be here. Why you gonna be in Cali?
Nah, I have a major event with like a lot of A-list celebrities and people coming through and a whole bunch of beautiful people in on the 5th, bro. I'm gonna send you the information for it. If you're available, slide through, bro. It's gonna be crazy. If you need, if I can get you there, I can put you up somewhere. Just let me know if you want to come.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. Shoot me the information. We'll do it. Is that in Atlanta?
Yes, in Atlanta, August 5th. I'm gonna shoot
for that place, man.
it's dangerous. I already know it's dangerous, but it's a singles event, so y'all should come through and bless the event, and they'll love to see
No, I
it,
think
for
it'd be
sure.
dope. I think it'd be dope. I don't know if y'all want me at a singles event though. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Hey man, everyone's welcome, bro. Everyone's
Yeah.
welcome. But man, I'm gonna let you have it, man. You have a good night, all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys.
No problem.
Well, that was interesting.
They said, Sean, you said some gay shit on TikTok. Now you're hiding in the comments. No, I literally, man, I tried to talk to that guy, man to man. He didn't want to talk to man to man. I said, I'll treat you like you want to act like a lady? I'll treat you like a lady. Go ahead, beautiful. Shit, if that make me gay, then I'm gay as fuck. Listen, man, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.